Okay. Good morning, everyone. I have been challenged, kind of, to prove whether or not you can take a knife as large as this one, clearly designed for other things, and use it for food prep. Quite a large blade, as we've seen in my previous videos. It's almost a 16-inch blade, so it's very, very long. I made the claim that it works quite fine as a chef's knife, as a cooking blade. And I was told to put up or shut up, basically. I was told, okay, well, let's see you back up your claims, which is fair, very fair. I'm going to do exactly that. So I don't have any meat here today to cut up because I haven't defrosted any, but I figured that if I can do carrots, pineapple, cucumber, watermelon, you know, I think that should show enough. I might chuck a potato in if I can find one. Ooh, and an onion. So, onion's always a good test subject as well. It'll put a patina on the blade because it's a carbon steel blade. However, I'm okay with that. I put patinas on most of my blades anyway, so that's fine with me. Now, I don't have any potatoes. That's the only problem, is I don't have any potatoes on me, and I promise I will do a short clip after this one once I do have potatoes for, I think it was Andrew. Anywho, we'll get to that later. So, now the first thing I'm going to say, a bit of a disclaimer. This is what I would normally use for this task. It's large enough, it's capable enough, it'll do the job just fine, and that's what it's really meant for. A carder is meant for your smaller tasks. However, that is not the claim I made. The claim I made is that the main blade could do this. And here it is. I don't have any cord on me, and that was part of the claim I made. I said with a little bit of cordage and a little bit of imagination, you can make it easy. I don't have any cordage on me. What I do have is a belt and my chain that I hang around my neck. Now, I'm pretty certain it's a fair statement to make that if you're carrying a kukri, you're probably going to be wearing a belt. So you can use the belt for this quite easily. However, I'm not going to. I'm going to use my chain because, well, let's face it, I've already got it off. Alright, so I'll chuck that down there. Now, what I'm going to do with that is I'm actually going to use it to support the handle so I can choke up on the blade. Using a little bit of imagination here. A little bit of ingenuity. And, yeah, let's get stuck in. Let's see. We'll probably start with the cucumber. It's the easiest to cut, other than the watermelon, but the watermelon shell actually makes it quite hard. So we'll start with the easiest. And I'm not even going to choke up or anything for this, I'm just going to cut it. Now, obviously, holding a blade like this long, you're going to lose a lot of control, which is why I was challenged in the first place, because I was basically told that'll never work. Well, I wasn't told that'll never work, I was told I would love to see your culinary skills with a blade that size, or this particular blade, which is fair. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to twist this up, make a loop, put it over my arm, choke up on my blade, get a good grip, keep it safe, and I'm going to feed the handle like so. So now what I've done is I've supported this handle with this chain, so the weight is held, which means I now have a very similar length to what you would get from a chef's knife anyway. And then I can just cut away. I can actually get quite thin slices if I really want to, and it is very easy. I have all the control in the world, and because the knife is heavy, however supported by my elbow, I don't feel the weight. Not really. If I was to do this for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours all day, every day, sure, I'd probably get a bit sore. But in case you haven't noticed, I'm actually going to do a 3 veg, 3 fruit smoothie. So here we are, we've got something a little bit tougher now. I've got pineapple, they're actually quite tough. But I'm not too fussed, I'm just going to cut it. Just cut straight through. It's no big deal. It's exactly the same as a cooking knife. And there you go. Alright, so chuck that there because it looks pretty. I don't know why, just because I felt like it. Now all of this I'm just going to chuck in here because I'm probably going to cut it up smaller and make my smoothies in a little bit. I'll chuck all this in there too, probably a little bit more. And I mean I can go all the way up here. So I've got next to nothing. I can do my very, very fine work with the tip quite easily. It's really no big deal. It's not too heavy, it's not strenuous. I mean, if you try to death grip this, yeah, you're going to wear out, but you don't need to. It's supported. I've even actually locked it in right here where the cowdy is. It's not going anywhere. It's fine. Alright, so I'll throw all that in there. Let's do something else now. Let's do a carrot. Alright. Carrots are a little bit harder to do because they've got a solid, they're crunchy, you know, they're crunchy and they're solid. So, but if your tip of your kukri, so there you go, that's trying to crush its way through, that's not slicing. That's why carrots are a little bit more difficult, but I'm going to roughly chop them first. And then I'm going to chop them down the middle, like so. So they're down the middle, and then I'll just slice them up, just with little push cuts. Move these out of the way so you can actually see what I'm doing. Little push cuts, just to chop them up smaller. I'm going to blitz these, as I said earlier, so that's fine. It doesn't have to be super fancy, although this could probably go relatively fine and fancy if you really wanted to. The biggest thing is just to maintain your control. You can maintain your control. Don't have it in a death grip. You'll wear your thumb and finger out. You just cut. No big deal. Alright. A little bit more carrot. There we are. Always be wary of your fingers. I've heard it said plenty of times there's no such thing as a minor wound with a kukri. I very much agree with that. I've slipped with one of my knives once. It was my Torah. And yeah, I could have quite easily cut my finger off because I was being stupid with it. I'll admit it, I was being stupid with it. And it bit me, and that's user error. That's just what happens. And you play around with knives long enough, you're going to get cut. Alright. A little bit more of the cucumber. I will mention that the fullers and the blade are actually what's making this quite easy. And the hollow grind on a lot of these sorts of knives will also make it a lot more user-friendly when using a knife like this. But if I really wanted to, I could grab right down here on the belly, provided I'm careful and I don't shave all my skin off my fingertips. Alright, into the onion now. There you go. That was a little bit tougher. Thickness of the spine will do that. Alright, turn that upside down, take my skin off. And you've got to keep in mind as well, a lot of this will come down to experience. I don't have a whole lot of experience with this blade yet. If I did, this would probably be going a lot faster. I'd be a lot more efficient with it. But you know, we'll get there. Waste a bit of onion, whatever. Alright, so onion, I'll do my standard. And then we just dice that up. I'm only going to do one half because I'm not actually going to put this in my cooking. I just wanted to show that it can be done, and it's quite fine. So no issues there. Alright. Probably going to put a taste through my smoothie, but whatever. I'm cool with it. I'm not overly fussy. Okay, so now we get to our watermelon. So I'm going to put the knife down for a moment. We'll unwrap it. Now the beauty of a kukri, and I'm sure plenty of people have seen this done, is chopping. Because I've got a rather large kukri, it's going to make chopping easy. So I'll take my chain off the blade. We'll flip this over. Get rid of the onion because it's frustrating me now. And then just cut a couple chunks off. There we go. Rather large chunks there, we're good. I'll probably put about that and that. That's going to go into my smoothies. So I'll chuck that down. The rest, I'll wrap up later. Use fresh cling wrap for that. Now the other thing I said was that you don't even need to support it, you can hold it like this. So I can do that for my easier to cut things. I wouldn't recommend it for the harder ones because especially now that my hands are wet, they're getting quite slippery. And then I can just, there we go, my hands are getting slippery now, I might need to put the chain back on. Yeah, I think I will, just for safety's sake. But, and that's what I'm talking about. Is you just place your arm through there. It'll support you. Makes it safer. With my Tora, with my BSI, its balance and lightweight made it a lot better for this because it was smaller, but that's the point Simon in particular was trying to make, was that these heavier blades are not designed for this. And my point was, true, you're right, they're not designed for it, but they can do it. And that's what pretty much prompted me to make this video. So you can all sit here and be bored shitless while I make a smoothie. Alright, we're nearly done. I think I've more or less proven that it can be done, that it does work. And I don't even really need to cut that up that much. It's watermelon. You don't even really need to cut it, you can just crush it if you really wanted to. But, proving a point, I guess. Oh, hold on, it's not even cut up. I am using a plastic cutting board, I don't know if you can see that. I'm not just doing this on marble because that would be stupid. There you go, and I'll just slide that in there. Dig that out. There we are, place that to the side. I'm making a mess now. I'm a messy cook. Unapologetically, I'll admit. My poor wife. But she loves my cooking, so. Alright, and there you have it. So, and my watch is getting in the way, fantastic. There you go, so it can be done. I don't know if that proves it enough for all the skeptics out there, but there it is. So it can do it. It's not ideal, as I said. I'd rather use my carder, and I mean, if you've got a chef's knife, obviously you're going to use your chef's knife, but it can do it, no problems. Now I'm going to make my smoothie and be all healthy and stuff. Yes, I'm going to chuck some spinach and stuff in there as well, and some blueberries. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I've proven my point. Not that it's made for it, but that you can adapt a tool to do what you need it to do if you need it to do it. And that was my only point. I think I've proven that enough. But in a real life scenario, I wouldn't do that. I'd use my carder. That's why I asked and ordered an extra large carder, so I can do that. Alright everyone, thank you very much for if you've sat through all of this. And if you've got any other suggestions or any other things you'd like to see, the potato I'll get to. You can skin a potato with these, you move the potato, not the knife. Hold the knife, like so. And you basically manipulate the food. And that's how you do that. There's ways where you can actually choke right up here and you can sort of, if you can envision that. But I will get to it. I promised I'd do it. Well, I didn't promise I'd do it, but I will do it because I want to see if I can. And I reckon I can. So anyway, enough rambling. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video and any suggestions in the comments. Cheers guys.